All right. So I am hoping that my content on Rumble will be loading up, and we are trying to. Hopefully, this is working the way it's supposed to. All right. Edit. Oh, fuck. All right. This is not what I'm wanting to have happen here. So I guess it'll upload to Rumble in a bit because I'm having trouble with Rumble's sound catching. Can you all hear me? Yeah, I love technology. Six Nations, 31 Kings. Hey, Mr. Brook, how you doing? Mr. Crafting Gamer, we watched your movie today. Good evening, Mr. Flatey. All right, we are having a really good day despite some failures we had. Despite some failures we had in San Antonio, we're doing all right. And when I say that, I mean that we're having what should be considered a mostly good evening. And today was May 6th. They did early voting for about 2 weeks beforehand. Everybody. For 2 weeks, we've had early voting till Tuesday of this week, I believe. Tuesday or Thursday. I voted today. And the first two votes were for your councilman and for the mayor. So we just got some good news in. And while the mayor's not going to be the guy that I wanted because I really don't like this mayor, I don't. He's probably a very nice man, but he's not the man that I want leading a city. Finally, about 2 weeks ago, about less than 2 weeks ago, he started coming out with some serious noise against the third item on the ballot list, which was Proposition A. And as I was on Rumble, you guys were reading my lips, maybe, but I'll go through the entirety of the ballot title here. And they were going to have the city charter be amended to have justice policy under which the city of San Antonio will use its available resources and authority to accomplish three goals of paramount importance. First, to reduce the city's contribution to mass incarceration. Second, to mitigate racially discriminatory law enforcement practices. And third, to save scarce public resources for greater public needs and to reduce unnecessary arrests and save scarce public resources through a comprehensive set of reforms, including Indian enforcement of low-level marijuana possession by prohibiting police officers from issuing citations or making arrests for Class A or Class B misdemeanor possession of marijuana offenses, except in limited circumstances, prohibiting the enforcement of abortion crimes to promote the reproductive health, safety, and privacy of all city residents, and stating that police officers shall not investigate, make arrests, or otherwise enforce any alleged criminal abortion except in limited circumstances, prohibiting the enforcement of abortion crimes to promote reproductive health, safety, and privacy of all city residents, and stating that police officers shall not investigate, make arrest, or otherwise enforce any alleged criminal abortion except in limited circumstances, banning no-knock warrants by stating that police officers shall not obtain a no-knock search warrant, nor shall they participate in serving a no-knock search warrant with other law enforcement agencies, and creating additional policies concerning the issuing of warrants, banning chokeholds with no exceptions, requiring city police officers to issue citations instead of making arrests for low-level nonviolent crimes defined as possession of controlled substance less than 4 ounces, penalty group 2 TAC A. They were going for the Philadelphia of Texas title, yeah. This is a slippery slope, and I'll continue to read this proposition here. You had a group of synthetic cannabinoids, which they weren't going to prosecute for under 4 ounces of possession. Class A or B misdemeanor under Texas health and safety codes. Driving while licensed is invalid. Let me get the copied link here. There it is. Okay, I just posted that. You have Class A, B misdemeanor under Texas health and safety codes. Number 2 would be driving while license is invalid. While your license is suspended, invalid. Class A or B misdemeanor under Texas transportation code, blah, blah, blah. Theft of property, less than $750. There's a lot of guns less than $750. Okay, that's what I'm going to say there. Class B misdemeanor under Texas penal code. Theft of service, less than $750. All right, you plumbers, electricians, and HVAC guys, mobilize. And we did. Graffiti with less damage than $2,500. Now for every foot, it's like $60. Okay, that's how they grade that. So graffiti gets ridiculously expensive fast, which is good. Criminal mischief with damage less than $750. Class B misdemeanor under Texas Penal Code. And all Class C misdemeanors except Class C public intoxication, which shall be addressed in accordance with Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Section 14.1 or 031, requiring City of San Antonio Council to be addressed in accordance with Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Section 14.031, and requiring City of San Antonio to appoint and provide resources to a justice director. A justice director, this is how they describe this, with no previous experience in law enforcement, who will be charged with fulfilling the justice policy by providing a justice impact statement before any city council vote affecting the justice policy and meeting quarterly with community stakeholders to discuss development of policies, procedures, and practices related to the justice policy in open meetings. Dear God. Dear God. Yeah. I hear Mars is nice this time of year. Steal as much you can carry, but you can't have a little fun. It's messed up. Yeah. So tonight, let me pull up the results. Fuck you. Fuck you people that wanted this shit. You miserable pricks that wanted to have Proposition A in San Antonio. They're failing, and I just saw the lead slag on KTSA describe the things that destroyed this were the big money interest. The big money interest in misinformation. The misinformation. We're going for equity. And if you say it enough, maybe people will believe your bullshit. But sell your shit somewhere else, sister, because 74% of San Antonio said no to Prop A. Oh, that's so good. That is so good. We've won for this round. Okay. Proposition A did not perform well with early and absentee voters, 74% of whom cast their ballot against it. The early vote totals are showing that not much change in that percentage. The defeat of Prop A is a victory for local families. Oh, this is great. Prop A sought to enshrine in our city charter the exact sorts of measures that brought disastrous consequences to cities like San Francisco, Portland, and Austin, Texas. Eddie Aldrete and April Ancira, co-chairs of a political action committee against Prop A, said in a statement, "The defeat of Prop A is a victory for local families, for local businesses, and for our quality of life. San Antonio is one of America's unique great cities, and today our citizens profess with a loud and unequivocal clear voice, we want to keep it that way." Early and absentee voter turnout was at 10.5%. Now, this is a down year election, so this is not going to have a lot of people out there voting as it would normally a big year like a 2024 or 2028. Makes me happy. This made me really happy. So The details that the MSN article says, and I'll link this here in chat. Hey, Darius Munchausen, how you doing? Thank you for that super sticker. You did not have to do that, but I appreciate it. Thank you, sir. It prevented officers from investigating abortions. Okay. Halting citations and arrests for low-level marijuana possession. Most people probably could get behind that. Banning police chokeholds and no-knock warrants. Okay, there's been multiple events here lately that have had police chokeholds and no-knock warrants. All of those have a racial component, by the way. And they're going to run with that. So expect more no-knock warrants and anti-police chokehold votes coming to a city near you. Expand the city's cite and release policy to direct officers to cite, not arrest people for certain misdemeanor offenses, including some theft offenses. Let's go back to that. All those theft offenses they're talking about right now. All of those theft offenses, they're talking about $750 or less of value for items stolen in a criminal act. So if you have a JTS Mark 12 AK, if you have a insert Kimber 45, if you have a baseline Glock, those are going to be just cited offenses, just catch and release. Okay. Now, along that line, they were also going to not prosecute, not arrest. Hey, Travis. They were trying to not have it be a criminal offense if you declined payment on a service rendered that was lawfully you are obliged to pay. So individuals like myself, HVAC technicians, electricians, you people, yeah, Kimber's a great lady. I love them. The professionals that do the trades work were going to be potentially not able to collect on their payments. And the police typically can be sent to a house when you have a signed invoice by the customer. By the way, if I ever arrive at your house with an ugly septic truck, pay me. All right. Because when I get there, the first thing I do is I explain to you what I'm going to do. Then I tell you I need to park the truck in a spot to do this job. And then thirdly, before I let you get away, I have you sign the invoice. And signing the invoice, there's tiny print there, and I'll read it to you right now. It means you are financially obligated at the prices discussed to pay what I have listed. If I have further details I have to add later on, I must add them to the paperwork with you present to have you sign off on it, to show my boss that I explained to you the new charges that will be assessed. But this Proposition A had me furious because now 80%, 85% of the business that I do for my company is under $750 or at that price, which means that people could have voted themselves a freedom ticket to not have to be obliged to pay. Well, they're just not going to do anything for me. I'm not going to get a criminal charge on me. Yeah. Travis is like, I don't like Kimbers. And he says, I have a Pro Raptor 2. They will not warranty. $1,500 pistol. Bad parts should be fixed. You steal $400 more of livestock, that's a felony in Texas. It's great. Anyway, so right now, I just wanted to get this video out. And I was trying to upload it to Rumble, but apparently Rumble's like, okay, fine, whatever. Angry Dolphin. We are, at least for the moment, safe in the realm of common sense. We didn't really vote in a whole lot of good people that are like super business friendly or excessively focused on curing the homeless problem in the city, which is getting out of hand. And when I say homeless, I'm also referring to the guys that stand on a street corner with a cardboard sign and they tell you that they're needing help. Anything will help. God bless you. And then they come up and they like smell like an accident 12 foot away. Somebody shit their diaper. You know, that sort of thing. And it's just an unpleasant situation. Hey, Janet, how you doing? But Prop A failed. 74% of the city said no, unequivocally. So we are a city that is still focused on paying what we owe, on responsibility and accountability. We still want that. Oh, that's weird. I hear typed in God and it was placed by heart. Interesting. I agree. Travis makes the accusation that maybe it's my septic tank truck that smells bad, but usually it's a bum that smells worse. My septic tank truck actually smells like roses until I turn on the PTO and it starts to breathe. And when it starts to breathe, it's starting to try to pull in air from one portion and pass somewhere else. So I love seeing people at a grease trap location. When I start to undo the grease trap fittings, they're starting to cover their mouths and they're getting ready to vomit everywhere. That's a lovely feeling from somebody that just enjoys making other people suffer as I have suffered. I once changed a baby's diaper. Anyway, this is a grease trap is a horrible thing. Janet's phone is possessed by the Holy Spirit. Wouldn't knock it, Janet. Anyway, so we get paid a lot because we have to deal with your smells, and nobody wants to deal with month-old queso and rice and cheese and dough. I said cheese twice. I get it. Queso and cheese are the same thing, but nobody wants to deal with that after it sat for 30 days in a 1,000-gallon container cube under the ground, only protecting the rest of us with a manhole cover, which I pried off. But this was a good day. This was a great day for us. We have been asking for the city to come to its senses. Now, it was really weird. 10 days ago or so, we started seeing a lot of traction locally. And I was in a sands accident on the boat. It was pretty, oh no. We had 10 days ago, Mayor Ron came out and he stood with the police representative they've got out there that's taking a victory lap right now. And rightly so. This guy's taking a victory lap because he got the police to move their people and all vote against Prop A. And Mayor Ron got behind the act of getting against Prop A, even though the majority of Democrats kind of support this. And I'll say that makes me sad. Supporters of this, as Greg Sazer, who needs to be primaried, Councilmember Jaylene McKee Rodriguez, Bexar County Democrat Party. You people are the devil. You people just need to be gone. Go back to California. Take your shitty ideas with you. San Antonio AFL-CIO. Again, get the fuck out. Act for SA. I would love to see these people gone. Ground Game Texas. You too. Out. Immigrant Legal Resource Center. I don't care. Go away. Move Texas. No, you move. Go away. Party for Socialism. Get the fuck out. You are fucking anti-American pieces of shit. Planned Parenthood. Texas votes. You know what? I like babies more than I like you. Babies stay. You can leave. SA stands. No, you sat with 26% and you lose. San Antonio Democrat Socialists of America. You fuckers need to die. That's all there is to it. You guys you're pathetic. and your ideas suck, maybe whenever you have to pay taxes for once, maybe you'll get it. The Texas Organizing Project. See, these are just shitty groups of people. So the argument for this is, why do we need this? It makes our city safer, reduces burden on officers, prevents unnecessary arrest for nonviolent, low-level crimes, reduces the reoffender rate, pushes police accountability and transparency, fights mass incarceration and deportation. That actually, I'm going to destroy this. It does not make the city safer. It makes it worse because it is a slippery slope. The officer burden actually increases because more people start doing low-level shit, and some people graduate from low-level shit to mid-level or high-level shit. Prevents unnecessary arrests. Yeah, actually what it does is that it causes more problems because people will protect their property. Castle law. The castle law allows my wife to defend herself if she's getting jacked while she's in her car at an ATM. And this, the $750 limit, my wife never carries more than $750 in cash on her. So they would not even slap the wrist of somebody trying to mess with my wife. That is, if she doesn't cut their limb off with a machete or blow a hole through them with a 45 ACP. And they would arrest her for that because she was the one acting violently after she was protecting herself and her property. But this is BS. Lower city liabilities on police abuse cases. Actually, this raises it because we're now being told we can't do chokeholds. Well, now you're inconveniencing the officer with a list of things the officer cannot do. The officer needs to be able to select from a list of things that will end the event. And that's what cops should do. When cops are around, the police presence there should lower the amount of criminal activity in the area, not raise it. The criminal being a criminal, he should not feel empowered when he sees cops around telling him to stop doing this. Strong language does not affect criminals. Lethal or quick subdual actions do. Saving valuable tax dollars. Actually, it will destroy the tax dollar because good people will move. Good people will move out of the city. We'll be done. We'll be leaving for Bernie, Seguin. We'll head off to places that the city cannot annex. And we're going to get the hell away from that. We're going to go to a different county, maybe 2 counties away. There's no need to be a part of a city that doesn't want to have law and order. You want to have me pay your taxes? I want to have police make sure that there's a deterrent against criminal activity. Please don't let my lethal explosion of force from the castle law be the only deterrent to criminal activity. Direct democracy in action. Be a mob. That gets people excited to vote. Isn't that shit? That means that, like, with these idiots that, they sold you on free healthcare and people went nuts. We can't have free healthcare. There's a reason why. We have to slow you down and educate you because otherwise you're an emotional, unintelligent mess. And that's what anybody who wants free healthcare is. We'll save scarce city resources. We climb closer to our 66% ceiling for public safety spending. Okay. We need more city spending towards keeping the city safe. Will save lives. Yeah, bullshit. Won't. Will not. Mayor Ron actually came out and did something like a big boy. He said, what troubles me is the lack of consequences for theft up to $750 and property damage up to $2,500. That's not pocket change. Prop A unfortunately ignores a victim from small business to nonprofits and to any really working any family who wakes up with smashed windows. Nobody wants to have to wake up to breaking glass. At that point, there is that one breed of individual that's like, I wish a motherfucker would. Go, Timmy. Go. You're good, Timmy. Lock and load. So the SA Justice Charter Initiative proposes several reforms that hinders the effective policing in place today. They would appoint a justice director to oversee the city policing, but it prohibits them to have any law enforcement background. Somebody who's completely inept and uneducated is going to have a voice as how to somebody else performs their job. This is like when I go to your house to pump out your septic tank or fix a busted pipe, and I get your 3-year-old to start screaming at me because I'm doing my job right, and he wants to be explained as to how I can do this job. And he wants to have me have a palaver with your parents about how I'm doing my job. When I'm here to do the job and I'm trained to do the job and I know how to do the job and I have 4 other jobs to do, 3-year-old child, stand aside. That's exactly what a justice director would be. A screaming schlup, emotional mess, unable to have rationalism, with no ability, unable to be rational, with no ability to have law enforcement experience. So they have no idea of what it's like to be a peace officer. They have no schooling. They have no desire. You have essentially hired a person from the dregs of society, as I say. And I say dregs because no lawful person would want to have that job. Nobody with a functioning brain really wants to get between cops and the job they're supposed to do. Nobody. The non-functioning people, like AOC, want to have no consequences. And that's exactly what a justice director would have. They would force no consequences for any criminal activity. Expanding this policy will encourage repeat offenses for vandalism, shoplifting, and theft of services. Theft of services is my hard point. That's where I go no. And that's where you hear Bruce talk to people locally like, hey, I'm voting for, rejecting Prop A. I'm voting for law and order. I want good city cops. I want people that can do their job. I'm not voting for equity at all. If you have the word equity fall out of your mouth, I want you as far away from any responsibility in my tax dollar as possible. You're a piece of shit. Anybody who says the word equity or diversity, equity, and inclusion, they need to be put into a wood chipper quickly. All right. So now that I've been kicked off YouTube, your only requirement's a freaking pulse. Yeah. Be an emotional slag. That's what they're wanting you to do. They want you to have zero consequences whatsoever. And for the justice director, you cannot have a background in any sort of law enforcement capacity whatsoever. You can't be a dispatcher. You can't be a former fucking school safety officer. None of that. You are basically AOC getting handed a nice meal ticket. Thank God this failed. Lady, you didn't have to do this, man. I appreciate it. I really do. Grab a nice belt of whiskey. I'm afraid of how that place will get. Stay safe. And everybody get your hotel rooms for Big Geek Con. You know what? I'm going to talk to you guys about my friends having Big Geek Con. Travis, have a good night, friend. It was a pleasure to have you here. We had a vote for sheriff. I vote for the guy who came out of retirement to fix a problem. The police union sabotaged that from happening. Business as usual in commie farming. Damn it. You didn't have to do that for me, man. You really didn't. And it's not going to go to me. So let's see. Big Geek Convention. Brave search browser. Pick it up. Nope. Okay, so let's go to Google. Big Geek. Oh, not big. Yep, Big Geek Convention. Flady, do you have you don't happen to have a convention location or website for Big Geek Con, do you? All right, let me go to Big Geek Emporium. Hopefully they have something there. Do-do. Waiting for that to pop in. Okay, there we go. I'm not seeing information on the web for Big Geek Con yet. He says, I don't think they got it up and running in their site just yet. Yeah. Some friends of ours that run Big Geek Emporium. Big Geek Emporium is a very good free speech minded store site for tabletop gaming. And I guess they're going to be the people I pimp out for this stream. No, I'm not being paid by them. As much as I love them, I'm not. Big Geek Con is in Michigan. And what are the hotel rooms? What's the hotel this is at, Flatey? This is a big convention. Not really. It's about 70 people, 70 to 100 people. And I would love to get other friends located up in that area to go to Big Geek Con, because they are two guys that they are such stringent adherents on how to have fun at a table with tabletop gaming. And they really don't care what game engine you want to play. Pathfinder, first edition D&D, basic version, 5th edition, do you want to play Twilight 2000? Whatever it might be. The Saginaw, Michigan Sheraton Inn is going to have Big Geek Con. And so let me get Saginaw, Michigan. If you all right. This is the 4 points, correct? Yep. Okay. I would love to be there to do a live stream. I don't have the resources to do it this year. This year, I need to put car into better drivable shape. I want to have a car that can make it to Illinois and back if I need to go to Illinois and back. I've got the website here. Nope, not that website. Next website. 4 points by Sheraton. Okay. This is the location for if you're interested in going to a convention in Michigan. Some friends of ours are going to be hosting this very soon. Flatey, do you know the date that Big Geek Con is going on? So I'll broadcast that in here as well. Big Geek Emporium is Randy and Joe, and these gents are just fantastic at getting small independent game developers. And yeah, I mean, they're really good guys. That's how I've met most of my entire chat. Wow. Janet, that's a tall order. We'll have to get back with you. But yeah, I've got Omanal and myself, which are only 3.5, 4 hours away. September 22nd and 23rd at Saginaw, Michigan. We're going to have a soiree, not myself, but Big Geek Con is going to be adjourning. at this lovely location, the Four Points Sheraton Inn. And this is the website here. They talk about relaxing stay at the Saginaw, Michigan area. This is a real like down home Midwest, even though it's like the northern part of the states. We consider Michigan the Midwest. We really do. And Saginaw is just a good town. A lot of good people there. Our friends Randy and Joe live in that area, and this is where they're going to have Big Geek Con, which is about 70 to 100 people getting together for games. And Big Geek Emporium also does another situation. Awesome one. Okay. I'm in San Antonio, brother. Janet, here's another Texas guy. Yeah, they've got gun shows over in Saginaw, but this is a little place. Big Geek Con is going to be where a lot of northern Midwestern people are going to. You got some guys from the East Coast, got some people from Kentucky, Tennessee area heading up there. It's a low-cost game convention. I don't think he's asking for more than maybe, $35 for the whole weekend. And it's going to be packed with individuals wanting to run games, wanting to play games, wanting to just fraternize and just have fun. And the people that are getting involved with this are individuals that, 12 hours away from that location. I'm assuming you're talking about Michigan. This con up in Saginaw is celebrating just a bunch of guys being dudes. And there's some ladies that are there on the website selling their products as well. Red Room is one of the they've made a lot of games. Wretched Space is one. Anything wretched is Red Rooms. And they also made the game that I commented for 90 minutes on called Men, which is not a bad game. It's actually a rather well thought out parody version of a game. But I probably wouldn't play a campaign of it. I'd probably do a one-off of it. It looks like Toon, an adult version of Toon, and a man's version of Toon. But this is just a group of good people we know. And if you want to get in touch with Big Geek Emporium, go to their website. Randy and Joe are swell guys. They have a podcast every Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7:30 Eastern. Go ahead and listen to what they have to say, because they do talk about the whole industry itself, and they will be more than happy to discuss things going on within the community of people. This is a interesting batch of individuals that get together for the big geek items. They've talked about all sorts of things, from are orcs racist? The hate for Drow, is the hate for Drow rationalized? And they're just good guys. So I would recommend anybody that wants to know about Big Geek Con or Big Geek Emporium to go ahead and listen to what Joe and Randy have to say. Check out the Big Geek Emporium, because you're going to find things there that you will not find on DriveThruRPG. And if you are an independent creator, get in touch with Randy and Joe anyway, even if you already have a DriveThruRPG account, which is the main store. That's like Steam for tabletop people. Go there, and you can find a whole bunch of really cool products by friends of mine, like Victor Gorchev, the Basic Expert, the Red Room, and all of that stuff. Majority of the items you find there are given 90% of that profit goes right to the creator, not like a third or half of it like other sites. So I would just say that you would want to check it out. Janet putting in the information for West Texas Comic Con. Sweet. I think I might have to check that out. Okay. But with this being said, I got everything out that I wanted to discuss. We beat Prop A for right now, and I'm sure it will come back. It is a zombie. Most Democrat ideas are really just zombie ideas. They're just the same tired shit that some Alinskyite or Marxist POS has written, and it's not a good idea to get behind those things because they hurt society. Anytime that society is attacked, masculine people have stood up to defend it. That's why this version of the dreaded mind virus first came out years ago, and they attacked masculinity. In the black community, it happened in the 70s. They attacked masculinity, and they made many black women servants or wives of the state by paying them to not have a baby daddy. So West Texas RPG Con. Actually, you're talking about North Texas RPG Con. Let me see if I can pull that up. North Texas. I think that's coming up. Yeah. June 5th. Let's see. Oh, wow. They capped it at 500 people. No, that was last year. Old school role playing. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not speaking right now. I'm looking at the website for West Texas RPG Convention or North Texas RPG. Okay. So here's the Facebook group for it. I usually don't get into Facebook, but there we go. That's the right address. Okay. They actually said that CUF is done. It's ran its course. They being the WHO. Let me clean up my browsers here. Okay. That's from North Texas RPG Convention. Mike and Eric Tinkar talking about a lot of stuff on this website. Let's see. Yeah, North Texas RPG Convention is the convention that... Oh, wait, is that this weekend? Please tell me that's not this weekend. All right. Anyway, North Texas RPG Convention is where I'd like to go because it's only up in Dallas area. It's not too far from me. It's 5 hours driving, 4 hours on the highway, 1 hour through Dallas. The other convention I'd like to go to is the Reaper Con, which not many of you know who Reaper conventions, but this would be the place that if you're going to meet me in person at a convention, the one that I would probably be seen at is Reaper MiniCon, because they have a convention up there where they talk about all sorts of things in Denton, Texas, and they deal with miniatures. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. Let me see if there's a... Let's see, Google. Google can be my friend sometimes. Reaper Con 2023. All right. Yeah. ReaperCon. Bam. And if you're going to meet me at a convention, this is probably the one I would want to go to the most, because that right there is a miniatures heavy convention, and I'm a miniatures guy. I want to go to this one. This is at the Embassy Suites Denton Convention Center. It's a little bit past Dallas, a little bit closer to Oklahoma, Arkansas, but you've got a little bit of cosplay there. You've got all sorts of classes and seminars. If you've never painted a figure before, they give you the paints and they give you a mini, but you get to keep the mini afterwards. So those of you that see me painting all the time on my streams, you could go home with your own hard work miniature that if you so choose to do so. I encourage you to do it because this is a great hobby that I have, and it's cathartic, it's relaxing. There's two things I do in life. One is coffee, and the other is painting miniatures. Why? Because it prevents murder. So, yeah, DFW just gets worse and worse and worse for driving. Sorry. I have some Bones 3 figures that I still haven't done yet. I have some Bones 1 figures I still haven't done yet. And I stopped spending money on Reaper Bones Kickstarters at 3 because that was just my limit. I said, I've got a desk of shame. So I needed more time to do that. I wish I could afford to go, but money's tight for me. Dude, it's okay. We can all join up on here. We can all hang out on here. Good evening, Mobius. How you doing, sir? All right. So as much as some of you have just walked in here and started discussing things, wanting to see what I'm talking about with the victory lap, just to summarize tonight, Mayor Ron is still in charge. We have some new council members in the city of San Antonio tonight. And the city of San Antonio voted 74% plus to not go the California or Philadelphia way on Proposition A, which was a horrible idea. And many of us voted with common sense in our minds and wanting to keep our neighborhoods safe, no matter what it might have said. We can have a huge video chat on Discord. Flatey. Hold on, Flatey. See what this is? My eyes suck, okay? They do. I barely pass a vision test for driving, but I eat a lot of carrots because I was told to do that as a young kid. And nowadays, I just use magnifying glass to fix all my mistakes. And it's not working out that bad. I mean, I'll just swap cameras here. Hold on. All right. Been working on him a little bit today. Got to do some more detail work on him, but I got the main colors. I got him base coated, basically. I did that earlier when me and Janet were watching a movie. I got this figure done earlier. Well, not done, but I got its base colors done as well. This guy, he's a skink from old Warhammer. You guys remember that? You remember old Warhammer figs? Yeah, I have a collection of old Warhammer figs in there. Give me an excuse to spend savings to travel for a meetup. Dude. Exactly. Flatey, you can still paint minis. You can get yourself a little affordable desktop lamp, and it'll help you. I have a set. I will show you one thing that you don't want to keep. You don't want to get the. Oh, must have thrown it away. Let me find the. Sure. Oh wait, never mind. I'm not even worried about it. There is a set of spectacles that are available, and I don't recommend them. They fit over your eyes. They've got like two little lights, and you get like a 4x visor, up to a 4x visor for your face to put over the frame. And I don't recommend these at all. I don't recommend any sort of eyewear with those little lamps because they have like a AA battery or 2 AAA battery requirement. Okay. But they're usually sold for $20 to $25. And whenever you see these, just disregard them because the lights burn out. And if you keep the lights on after they start to flicker, after about 4 hours of use, they start to flicker really bad. your eye will have a seizure. I didn't realize that. So I thought I had a medical problem. And my doctor's like, stop using those, please. Anyway. He has the oldest Warhammer Skaven. Awesome. Anyway, Proposition A failed. We're happy. This is exactly the news we needed. And this kind of paves our way into a happy 2024. I want everybody to have a great night. I'm going to call it here, and I might start up another stream in a bit, but I got to figure out what's going on with my Rumble as to why am I not broadcasting any sound when I do a live stream. That kind of made me upset. Yeah, muscle, the spastic optical muscle, just that wasn't fun. All of you, have a great Saturday night. Flady and Darius Munchausen, the two of you do not have to be so generous, but I do appreciate it. And I'll be converting that into a transition to be given somebody who needs it more than I do. I do appreciate you guys for being here. If you like what you see, share it out. If I suck, tell me. We can have an adult conversation. You can call me a mean poo-poo word user. I don't mind. It's okay. And you guys, not just me, but you guys be safe as well. If you get a chance to Tuesday night, go say hi to Randy and Joe at Big Geek Emporium or at Big Geek. What is that website of theirs? Biggest Geekus. Go to Biggest Geekus on YouTube. Let me put this in here. All right. Biggest Geekus. And whenever I first met these guys, I was calling them Biggest Dickus because there's a Mel Brooks movie, History of the World Volume 1. We get to meet Biggest Dickus. Anyway, go give these guys a follow on Tuesday night. They come on before Rolling Bones. I recommend it. Good to see you here. Low spec Linux laptop. My bad. Night, everybody. Be well. Be safe.